first experience was wishy-washy.
Yeah, well, that's how I felt. That's how I felt. And
hello everyone, I am Nasreen, founder of Japan Reiki Studio and head of Canada chapter here at Japan Reiki Association. I really appreciate you being here and watching this video. So today I have something very exciting. I have a guest who is going to share her Reiki experience, her Reiki journey. I am not going to tell you too much about her, except that she completed her level 3 in the beginning of this year, right here at Japan Reiki Studio with me. So without further ado, here is Alexandra Yelnik. So hi.
hi.
Okay, let's talk about your Reiki journey today.
Okay.
So when did you first hear about Reiki?
I was about 6 years ago. No, it was way before 6 years ago. It was about 10 years ago. And I just randomly kept being introduced to Reiki. I've done a few sessions here and there, and it just evolved into this now, but it was about 10 years ago. 6 years ago was when I did my level 1. So I did it, and it was an adult school. They had it for 8 weeks, once a week. It was Monday evenings. It was something to do, and I was pregnant, and I just wanted to find something, a way to keep calm. And you know, I always tried to meditate and do things like that, but I just didn't know how. So I found that with Reiki, it was just a good way to get started in that. That journey.
Oh, that's wonderful. In Toronto, there is this adult education learning where there's a Reiki program, which when I first found out, I thought it was amazing. So that was the first time. It was level 1, and then for level 2, it took quite some time before you got to level 2. Why is that?
I had 2 babies in 2 years, and I was busy. So I was still working, because as a realtor, you don't get mat leave. So I was working part-time. I had the kids, and it wasn't on my mind. I was too busy to be thinking about it. I kept trying to remember, you know, what I learned from Reiki. But actually, I'll mention that having it spread out like that once a week, I didn't feel like, I mean, it happened the way it did for a reason, but I feel like if it was a one-day thing, I would have absorbed it a little bit better. Or even if it was a 2-day event. But having it all spread out like that, I feel like I didn't really understand it enough. And then I kept thinking, like, if one day I'll do level 2, one day I'll do level 2. And then I just got a pull. I just knew one day, I'm like, okay, it's time. I need to do level 2. And I feel like I was stressed out. I was really stressed out, and I was burning myself out. And I felt like I need to change something. And then I was reminded of Reiki yet again. And so I just thought, okay, I'm gonna look for a new practitioner. I was introduced by different people to different practitioners, and I just never felt the right fit. And then I came across your website, and I had felt that connection, and I thought, I don't care where this is, I'm gonna go to this person. Even if it's gonna be a mission, it's gonna be a one-day thing, so I'm gonna do it. And it ended up being 5 minutes away from my house. So with level 1, so it just was meant to be.
And that's amazing. That's how Reiki kind of works. It calls you, like you said, right? Wow. And thank you so much for coming. I'm so grateful we got to this connection.
Me too. We made a friendship here.
I know, yes.
It's nice.
Yes. So I know you quite well now, but maybe do you want to introduce yourself a little bit to the audience, like who you are, maybe what are your interests?
Okay, I'm again, mom of 2 busy little boys, wife to an electrician, master electrician. Wives of electricians will know why that's specific. I have broken light bulbs in my house, but no, I'm kidding. So yeah, I have a health and wellness business too online. I'm very passionate about the holistic world, and I somehow want to integrate everything like Reiki into my business as well. So far it's just been my own focus for myself, my own healing, and for my family, and you know, things around the house like my dog. But yeah, I definitely see it growing into something more.
Okay, that's wonderful. The first time you received Reiki session, like...
Oh, well, so the practitioner I was at a health show, so it was very open in public because we were in the middle of, I think it was like a school gym. And so she had her massage table, and it wasn't private at all, but she also chants. So she was doing a chanting thing while doing Reiki and was telling me about past lives. And so it was just very out there for me, and I was laughing throughout the whole thing. I felt what she was saying, like I felt like I was there. So she kept telling me about past lives, and I kept picturing it like as if I was there. So something was happening, but I was just, I was embarrassed. There was too many people around. So it was a good situation, but also it wasn't like the right way to receive Reiki, you know?
Yeah.
It just happened that way.
That's actually something I didn't know about you, that your first experience was wishy-washy.
Yeah, well, that's how I felt. That's how I felt. And yeah, it's not that I didn't believe that, you know, you could heal through energy or, you know, things like what Reiki is, but I don't know.
No, I
wasn't
agree.
ready for that.
It's
right.
understandable. It's definitely, when you don't know what it is after it's energy healing, something you can't see.
And then you have somebody chanting and making all these noises, and you just can't help but laugh.
Yeah. But, well, that was the kind of the beginning.
I think it had to happen that way for me.
What has changed since that experience and now?
I feel like that inner calm, I was very stressed out. Like I would stress over silly things, and I feel like now when I feel that coming up, I'm just reminded to just let it flow. Like just flow. It doesn't have to stay. It doesn't have to stay inside me. It can go. Okay. And I just receive and let go. Okay. So I'm able to control my own emotions, I guess. Not control, but yeah, let it flow.
No, that's wonderful. Reiki is all about flow. Are you using it for yourself, your family?
I'm using it for myself. Well, like I said, I'm very passionate about just the holistic world in general, and the business that I have, like the focus is taking that holistic approach to healthy living in general. So considering like the mind, body, and skin, right? So the whole body. But for me, incorporating Reiki into it is, you know, the mind, body, soul, and skin. So somehow incorporating Reiki would be great too.
Since I've started Reiki, I feel like a lot of coincidences keep happening. I think about somebody, like even with you, I'm like, okay, now I have to get in touch with you. And I receive a text.
Yeah, oh yeah, a lot. I mean, that happens all the time. But that's something that's been happening since I was a little kid. Since I could remember, I would think of someone and they're calling me. Or I would think of someone and then, you know, I see them walking down the street. Like people that I haven't seen in years. Or I had a lot of that happening in dreams. I think that's why I was led into Reiki. Mm-hmm. But I've had a lot of...
Were you aware that you were kind of, you know, intuitive? And
I was, but I was fighting it. So I think that's why Reiki was sort of like a gateway for me to like open that up or accept it.
Okay.
Because I was very much afraid of it.
All right. So Reiki definitely helped put everything into perspective and understand the energy bit that you were, I guess, not understanding without learning Reiki. Yeah.
I think like follow that instinct. Like if you're thinking about it and if it keeps coming up for you and it keeps showing up everywhere, you know, like you'll see signs, you'll see it on TV, you'll hear it on the radio. Somebody will be talking about it, then it's like it's time. Like take those signs that you should be doing it. And that's like for anything in life. Like if you're stuck on something and you're not sure if you should go for it or not, just look around. Like you'll get the signs. They're everywhere and you'll receive that guidance. But just trust that the guidance and that internal instinct. You'll know if it's right for you.
Okay, thank you. I think that's all.
Okay, thank you.
Right, so
Bye.
I hope you enjoyed our conversation and you will join us by commenting. Let me know what resonated with you and how did you start your Reiki journey. I will see you next week. Bye for now.